What do you do now?
Now I'm a sergeant in field, assigned to the Bourne Barracks.
And previously, where were you assigned?
I was a trooper in the Cybercrime Unit.
How long were you in the Cybercrime Unit?
Roughly 3.5 years or so.
And what is the Cybercrime Unit?
It's the state's primary child exploitation unit. Assigned to that, or included in that, is also a forensic branch, which deals with multiple other crimes other than child exploitation.
Would it be accurate to state that you are able to examine digital forensics like computers and phones that are related to other cases?
Yes, correct.
Do you have to have specialized training to be in that unit?
Yes.
What type of specialized training did you have?
So I am a certified forensic computer examiner. I'm a certified forensic Mac examiner. I'm a Celebrate certified mobile examiner, and I'm a Magnet certified digital video examiner.
What is Celebrate?
Celebrate is it's a company that has proprietary software that parses through data. Most people know it for cell phones. There is a branch that does computers, but it's mostly known for cell phones, extracting data and also parsing that data out.
What about Magnet?
Magnet's the same thing. So Magnet is also another proprietary company. They have software, imaging software. They mainly focus on computers. They can do some cell phone stuff, but they primarily focus on computers.
To be certified in Celebrate and Magnet, did you have to take classes and pass exams?
Yeah, so my forensic computer classes certification is probably like a 6-month-long process. It's 2 weeks of schooling down in Florida. Is then a one-on-one peer review for 4 months, practicals of different file systems and computers. Once you get through that, it then is a practical exam. And then once you pass the practical, it turns into a written exam.
Did you have an opportunity to examine the extraction of a Surface Pro that was seized from 47 Summer Street in Duxbury on or about September 16th, 2025?
I did.
And to be clear, the Surface Pro was seized from 47 Duxbury Street in 2023. It was in 2025 that you examined the extraction, correct?
That is correct. I was provided those files.
And what is an extraction?
So these are actually, it's a computer image. Extractions usually typically referred to as cell phones. So this is a computer image. So this was an actually EO1 file, which is an in-case forensic file. So what it does is it copies out the bit-for-bit data on the particular drive that you targeted at. And then the in-case file sort of compresses the forensic image. It also adds some metadata to it. You can type in like case files. It keeps some integrity to it.
So is it basically you take a computer or a cell phone and you make an exact copy of the data that's on that cell phone or computer?
Yes. Computers, yes. Cell phones, no.
But you were working on a computer or Surface Pro?
Correct.
And so the extraction for the Surface Pro would be a copy of the data that was on the Surface Pro?
Yes, so the image in this case is a bit-for-bit copy of that drive.
And when you do the extraction or when you view the extraction, are you changing any of the data?
No, that's why we use these types of images so we don't touch the actual data on that computer.
Did your initial review of the extraction show a visit to a website entitled Suicide Methods on August 23rd, 2022?
It did.
Were you recently asked to look at that visit to that site to get a better understanding of how that website was accessed?
That is correct.
And how did you approach that?
I set a parameter. I went to that artifact that I had previously tagged when I did the initial analysis.
Let me just stop you there.
Sorry.
What's an artifact and what is a tagging?
So an artifact is every single piece of data on that computer is an artifact. So a computer could have 500,000 artifacts, let's say. That's a low end, but as an example. So tagging would be something you would flag that one particular evidence, that one particular artifact as evidence.
So in this case, the artifact was the visit to the website, is that correct?
Correct.
And then the tagging was just so that you could find it when you went back into the extraction looking for it?
Yes, correct.
And so if you could continue telling us about how you approach that.
So I set a parameter of 12 hours before the visit and then 12 hours after the visit, and looked at the correlating other digital artifacts related to that.
And can you tell us what's a Chrome history database?
So that's the, so a database essentially, this is a very slimmed down version of what this is. So if you think of an Excel sheet, and each Excel page is a section of the database, so the database would be the whole thing, and there's a scheme or like a roadmap, let's say, of how these pages interlink with each other. That would be an entire database. Everything pretty much has databases. It's just easy for file expansion and disk saving space and things of that nature.
And what about Chrome Web History Table?
So a table would essentially be the Excel sheet that I explained before. It's a portion of the entire database. That particular one captures, without being a database engineer for Google, who created it, but that table tracks URLs, web page titles, dates and times.
So is it basically a table?
I will pay for all of your food if you can tell me how many subscriptions you are currently paying for.
Just 3.
Functions on different data it tracks, and then eventually it puts it all together.
And what about a Chrome Web Visits Table?
So the visits table tracks things of were the web pages synced to the device, were they local to the device, are they typed, was it generated, was it gone there through a hyperlink?
So basically, is it a table telling how each website was accessed, whether someone typed in a search for it or clicked a link?
Correct.
And you mentioned a couple different ways: typed, linked, generated. So typed would just be someone typing in the search bar something to search?
Yeah, so typed could be a few different things. So typed would be somebody typed in an exact phrase or word. It also could flag the typed version, a typed flag if you copied and pasted something into the URL address bar.
So if you're looking at a recipe for, say, cookies, and you copied cookies and pasted it into the search bar, would that be considered a typed event?
Yes, correct.
Or if you just typed cookies, that would be a typed event?
Or cookies, or if you typed in, say you put CO for cookies, and then Chrome tried to auto-populate what they think you want to type, that would also create a typed event as well.
And then you mentioned linked. What is a linked access?
Link would be that you clicked on a hyperlink, which brought you to a different page.
And what is a hyperlink?
That would be it's a word phrasing, and then behind the word phrasing, there is a website coded behind that.
Is that like when you go on a website and there are certain words that are underlined that you can click on and it will take you to another page?
Yes, correct.
Okay. What about generated?
Generated is something that Google would suggest, Chrome would suggest.
Now, what is the Wayback Machine?
The Wayback Machine is a website that is it's I don't say monitored. It's created and maintained by the Internet Archive as a company. It's a 501(c) nonprofit. And what that does is it goes out on the internet. It takes snapshots of the internet web pages all over the entire internet, and then archives that, so you can go back in later. It started like in the mid-90s or so, but you can go back to pick a date, pick a year, and you can see what that website looked like at that time, or approximate. It doesn't copy minute for minute, day for day, but you'll get something around the time that you were looking for of what a particular page looked like at that day and time you want to see.
So with regard to this case and looking into how that site, Suicide Methods, was accessed, what did you learn? Or what did you see?
When I went back,
Yeah, so go ahead.
so I saw, the first thing I saw was a Facebook visit at 9:40 that morning.
9:40 a.m. on August 23rd, 2022?
Correct.
And what was the Facebook?
The link was lynn.say. I believe it was 968.
So Lindsay with a dot in between the D and the S, 969?
969, correct.
And after the visit to the Lindsay.969 Facebook page, what happened next?
There was a search in Spotify music for the singer Tom Hall.
What time was that at?
It was shortly after.
Is your memory exhausted?
Yes.
Do you have your report with
I do.
you? With permission?
That was at 9:42.
So approximately 2 minutes after the Facebook account was accessed?
Correct.
And that website, was that a Wikipedia page?
No, that was Spotify.
Oh, I'm sorry,
music.
Spotify Music. And then what did you see next?
There was a song off of that search in Spotify.
Was that That's How I Got to Memphis song?
Yes.
And was that at 9:44 and 18 seconds a.m.?
Yes.
Then what happened next?
There was a Google search for Tom Hall.
And was that at 9:44 and 30 seconds a.m.?
Yes.
And what did you learn from that Google search?
Off of that Google search, there was the Wikipedia page for Tom Hall was visited.
And were you able to use the Wayback website to see what that Tom Hall page on Wikipedia looked like around the time of August 23rd, 2022?
I did.
Is this a copy of that Wikipedia page from the Wayback Machine?
Yes.
You can have this marked as the next exhibit.
No objection.
All right.
I have no objection to any of the documents.
This is Tom T. Hall.
Tom Hall, yes.
All right, that may be. Thank you.
Could you see what happened next once the Wikipedia page for Tom Hall was visited?
So I saw there was an anchor on the URL to the death section.
What happened in anchor to the death section?
So an anchor would be put at the end of a URL, so a web address. So what an anchor does, it's a $ followed by a section of that page. So if you think of it as, say you go on your banking website and it lists like a table of contents and it has login, mortgages, rates. If you click on, let's say, rates, it's going to jump all the way down to that page, just to that section. So it's a table of contents that's going to direct you directly to a certain section of the web page.
And so on the Wikipedia, someone clicked on death and it brought them down to that portion?
Correct.
And in the death section, could you tell what happened once the person was in that area of the web page?
Yes.
What happened there?
So in the description that described, the Wikipedia page described of Tom Hall's death, there was some wording regarding a shooting related to his ultimate suicide. Go ahead.
Showing you what's been marked now as 232. This portion here under death where it's self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head is underlined. Is that the portion you're referring to?
Yes, correct.
And that portion there with the underlining, is that what you were describing earlier as a hyperlink that you can click and it takes you somewhere else?
Yeah, so inside that phrasing, there's actually a URL behind that with an anchor as well.
Now, something like that, that type of hyperlink, can you hover over that with the arrow that the mouse directs, hover over that and automatically be taken to that site? Or do you actually have to click on that link?
No, you would have to click on that phrase with the link behind it.
And so, based on your examination of the Surface Pro in that area, was the hyperlink clicked on?
Yes.
And where did the hyperlink bring the person?
We now got to the original artifact I had located, which was the Wikipedia suicide method, but it directed it directly to the shooting section of that page.
Could you tell how long the person spent on that page, the suicide methods page, or how long it was accessed?
No.
Could you tell what time it was accessed?
Yes.
What time was that?
I don't recall the specific time.
Want to look at your report?
At 9:45 a.m.
So 9:45 a.m. The suicide methods page was accessed. Is
Correct.
That correct? And did you use the Wayback Machine to see what it would look like on August 23rd, 2023?
I did.
Is this a copy of what you produced?
Yes.
We could have this marked as the next exhibit.
That may be admitted. Thank you.
And what could you see happening when from that page?
I observed after that another Wikipedia page that went to the Grafton Bridge.
And was that from a hyperlink within the suicide methods page?
Yes.
Showing you page 8 of exhibit 233. So within this jumping section is where there was the hyperlink to that bridge.
Correct.
Here,
Yes.
Grafton Bridge. So again, the person had to click on that hyperlink to access Grafton Bridge.
Yes, that would be correct.
Now, you said that the suicide methods page was accessed at 9:45 a.m. What time was the Grafton Bridge web page accessed?
That was shortly after that.
Do you want to look at your report?
At 9:48.
9:48?
Correct.
And so approximately 3 minutes after first accessing the suicide methods page, the hyperlink for the Grafton Bridge is clicked.
Correct.
Was there any other activity besides going to the suicide methods page and then the Grafton Bridge page? Any other activity that you saw within those 3 minutes? We can have this marked as exhibit 234, please.
That may be admitted.
Exhibit 234.
You're not able to tell who's actually at the computer doing all of this, correct?
No.
You can only see what data there is and what's been accessed, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bennington.
That's it? That's your testimony? That's why you're here today, to talk about a search that was involving Tom Hall, or Tim Hall?
Sustained, if you could,
So I apologize. Your testimony today is based on that search on August 23rd, right?
Correct.
Of 22, right? And you were working as a state police officer back then, right?
Yes, sir.
And were you attached to the Plymouth County DA's office, or were you working somewhere else?
I was assigned to the Cybercrime Unit.
And the Cybercrime Unit works with the DA's office in Plymouth?
The Cybercrime Unit's its own independent statewide unit.
So, in the sense that you're independent, it's still the district attorney and his assistant DAs that would reach out to the Cybercrime Unit and ask for help, right?
Or it could be the troopers assigned to the State Police Detective Unit.
Joshua McElligott. He was the lead investigator on this case, right?
I assume so.
Okay. So you were tasked to analyze the computer, the Surface Pro computer, right?
Yes, correct.
And by all accounts, that was owned by Pat Clancy. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it was located in his office, right?
I don't know where it was located.
Okay. It's fair to say that when you analyzed the computer back in October of 2025, it was an investigatory role that you were using to locate potential evidence, right?
Correct.
And what is it you were looking for?
I was provided a search warrant with search terms, and that's as far as I knew of the case.
And what were the search terms?
I don't recall specifically, but they were spelled out in the search warrant.
So when you have search terms, you take a person's computer, and then what do? You access it through a device?
So I was provided the images. I never saw the physical computer.
So when you got the images, you were able to load them up onto your computer, I imagine?
Yes, we'll use a tool to help parse through that data. Correct.
And then as a result of that, you were able to plug in words that you could search for, right?
Yes.
For example, like suicide?
Suicide would be one.
Drugs?
I mean, I don't think that pertained in this case, but you could search.
It did.
That I don't recall the specific terms in the search warrant.
Okay. So after you did your search for whatever it is that you were looking for, suicide and other, you're unable to tell us what else you look for, but in any event, you came across this entry on August 23rd, and you indicated that the time frame that you're dealing with on that computer, the Surface Pro computer, was 9:40 in the morning. Is that right?
Can you rephrase that?